This is the Louie T Network.
Who else could it be? For me, your man, Louie T. Welcome to lockdown coverage week number 6 in the National Football League. New England Patriots on the road taking on the New York Jets. J-E-T-S. Jets, who are riding a 3-game winning streak and tied with the Patriots for first place. Who knew? Who knew the Jets at this point in the season would be 3-2 with a chance to take over sole possession of first place with a win over the New England Patriots in week 6. No one ever thought this would be a possibility before this season started, but this is where we are heading into this week 6 matchup. Huge matchup in the AFC East. A little bit of AFC East family business. You know how the family do it. And you know this game is going to be close. The Jets, no matter how good or bad they are, they always play Tom Brady and his Patriots team very close. No matter how good the Patriots are, they play them close. And so I expected this to be a tightly contested ball game. What I didn't expect was the Jets to jump on top of the Patriots and ambush them 14-0 to start out this ball game. I kind of did expect the 24 unanswered points that came afterwards that allowed the Patriots to take the lead. What I didn't expect was the Jets to roar back and give themselves a chance late in this ball game. And a controversial call changed the entire complexity of this football game, which we'll spend a lot of time talking about as we get into this breakdown. But nonetheless, the Patriots do what they do best: find a way to win. Not in conventional Patriots fashion. This is not, and I've said this a number of times already this year, this is not going to be your conventional Patriots football team. They bend but don't break defensively, don't give up a ton of points. We've seen the last 2 weeks this defense give up a ton of yards but not give up a ton of points. Trust me, this is still not a good Patriots defense, and you're going to continue to see that. They had injuries, okay? No Stephon Gilmore at the cornerback position. And it showed early on in this game, and the Jets were not afraid of Malcolm Butler, but he did make them pay eventually with an interception. Bottom line is, they got it done against a team that they were supposed to find a way to beat. Just like last week, find a way to get it done. It doesn't have to be pretty, just gritty, especially when you're on the road, and most importantly, a dub. Find a way to get it done. The Patriots do that in this game, and they advance to 4-2 on the season with this win, and we're going to talk about how they were able to accomplish that here in a second. But first, if you haven't already done so, what are you waiting on? Subscribe to the Louie T Network for more great content in 2017 and beyond. We're changing the game over here. Want you to be a part of that by simply hitting the subscribe button and becoming a member of the Louie T Network. There are a number of different social media platforms that I have that will keep you in tune to this channel, including Instagram, Twitter, which is probably your most valuable, and also Facebook, all of which are down in the description. The links there will take you straight to where you need to go to sign up and follow me on those respective social media platforms. Also, you can donate to the channel via those two. The newest way to donate is on Patreon. That's a phenomenal page. I've had a chance to set it up, and there are a number of different ways that you can donate on Patreon. And I've got a number of different tiers set up as well. So check that out. I'll have a video released at a later date and time to explain the tiers for those of you who want to donate and actually earn some extra benefits while donating. There will be a video for that, so stay tuned. But those are the ways to donate to this channel via PayPal, and also the brand new way to donate via Patreon as well. But let's get to this breakdown. And again, those will be in the description below as well. So check that out if you need the link. It is in the description of this video and every video on this channel. So check that out as well. But let's start with the Patriots side of things here as they find a way to get another win. It started very slowly for this Patriots offense. Jets defensively came out. They were able to somewhat slow down the run game. I thought that the Patriots had some success running the football at times. Even early in the game, I thought they had some good rush lanes. But what they did best, that Jets defense, was they got off the field on third downs. And Brady and his offense struggled a little bit. Cooks had a drop early on that negated a potential first down on a drive. They started slow. Gronk, remember, missed last week. I don't want to say they were out of sync. I mean, but they didn't have the same luster that they have had over the last, I'd say, a month or so. Excluding last week. I didn't think they were extremely sharp last week either, especially slow start against Tampa. You saw the same thing here, slow start against a Jets defense that knows this team like the back of their hand. That's why it's family business. These two teams know each other extremely well. So you weren't expecting a lot of high drama and fireworks from this Patriots offense, but they started to get it going. Hogan went down early in this game, did return though. That would have been a crushing blow to this offense if he wasn't able to return, because he is probably, along with Cooks and Gronk, their best options. But if you're just talking strictly wide receiver, it's Cooks and it's Hogan. And really, Hogan has been the catalyst offensively for this football team. He's the one making all the big plays. He's the one scoring touchdowns in the red zone, even outside of the red zone. So if they were to lose him, already having lost Edelman for the season, and Gronk kind of on shaky water and shaky ground with his injury, him coming back, you just don't want to lose a guy like Hogan. He's too valuable to this offense. They got off to a slow start, but I think after going down 14-0, that kind of settled them down. Like, okay, look, we got to wake the hell up. And even when they were down 14, there still were a couple of possessions in there for the Jets to maybe add on to the lead. The defense was able to get some key stops, and then Brady and company started to rev it up, started to get it going. Then the Jets started to self-destruct as teams that aren't accustomed to being in situations like the Jets were in this game. 3-2 on the season, 3 straight wins, and up 14-0 at home with a chance to really stick it to the Patriots. And they didn't know what to do with that type of situation. The Patriots have been here, have done this before. It's not their first rodeo. They withstood the early onslaught by the Jets, were able to stem the tide, and then take over full control of this game, take the momentum away from the Jets. Once they got to 14-14, you knew that they were going to eventually run away with this thing. And at least that's what you thought. And give credit to this Patriots offense for moving the football down the field and getting it into the end zone. I thought there was a healthy balance of run and pass by the Patriots. And sometimes I'd argue they could run it more. Sometimes I think they have a little bit more success than they give themselves credit for, and they don't stick with it enough. I think they are so comfortable in just putting the football in the hands of Tom TBE, which I don't blame them for. But at times I feel like you're having success. Deion Lewis just ripped off an 8-yard run. Why are you throwing it on 2nd and 2? Or why are you throwing it on 2nd and 3rd and 2? Or you get the 8 yards on first down, then you pick up another first down via the run with another 4-yard gain, and then you throw it 3 straight times. And I'm just like, the run was working. Why'd you stop? There were instances in this game where Lewis had some success, White had some success on the ground. I thought they could have continued to run the football, but nonetheless, this is a Patriots team that they did what they had to do offensively. Once they got into a rhythm, that's when you saw the Patriots score. I think they scored on 4 of 5 possessions to take that 24-14 lead. It happened quickly. Once it did, once they got that first touchdown, you could see the tide turning and the momentum being built by this Patriots offense. Cooks was huge once he had the drop initially early on in the game. He was huge afterwards, and guys started to step up in this game. Gronk with a huge 33-yard touchdown grab. It's great to have him back in the lineup. It's a different offense when Gronk is on the field roaming the middle of the football field. He's just a tough cover of anyone. And I think sometimes we forget just how athletic he is because he's a big, lumbering guy. He takes huge strides. I think people underestimate his athleticism. You saw it on that 33-yard catch. A guy that is much faster than him, quicker than him, was not able to catch Gronk and get him down before he got into the end zone. And so Brady did a really good job of spreading the football around. It wasn't one of his best performances. Again, the Jets had a little bit to do with that. He should have thrown an interception. Buster Screen should have picked him off on one particular throw. But in any event, when they had to have it, Brady gave it to him, and he allowed this team to run off 24 unanswered points on the offensive side of the football, aided by a little bit of defensive help with some creative turnovers. Nonetheless, you still need to take those turnovers, turn them into points. Patriots did that, and on the road in a tough environment versus a Jets team that it's family business. It was impressive to see this team down 14, rally off 24 straight, and hold on for dear life with the 24-17. When you go to the defensive side of football, there's still a number of issues on the defensive side of the football. I told you that this front seven isn't athletic enough, doesn't get enough pressure on the quarterback. Their best pass rusher may ultimately end up being Dante Hightower, which is sad in itself because he's not an outside linebacker. He's an inside linebacker, but he can get pressure on the quarterback. I feel like when he's on the field, he makes a true difference. He's a guy that they like to rush up the field on third downs and even blitz him off the edge. And he's had some success. And so other than that, they're not generating enough pressure. I mean, Josh McCown had over 300 yards passing in this game. And at the beginning of this game, he was lighting them up. Jeremy Curley had a huge game. Jermaine Kearse had a huge game. Until that Austin Seferian-Jenkins fumble call, he was having a big game as well. So they were having their way through the air. Of course, there are some injuries, guys out of this lineup. But make no mistake about it, this has been a Patriots defense that has struggled. They struggled again today. But the difference here, and this is the part that I've harped on all season long, along with the inability to get to the quarterback, which has been something that has ailed this Patriots team this season, is that in past years, this is the Patriots defense you could move the football on. Matt Patricia's group has never been dominant to the point where you couldn't move the football. The difference in past years is that you weren't scoring touchdowns, you were settling for field goals. They would buckle down in the red zone and they would hold you under 20 points. And that's why this team was so dominant, because you weren't able to score a ton of points. Now, they're giving up touchdowns. They're having defensive breakdowns, guys running wide open for touchdowns. They're giving up huge chunk plays. They did it in this game again, some huge chunk plays. The Curley touchdown, the Curley catch down to the 2-yard line that led to the first touchdown of the game. They're giving up chunk plays, are this New England Patriots defense. The problem is they're not getting stops. They're not stopping teams from putting touchdowns up. Well, they've done it the last 2 weeks against Tampa Bay and in this game versus the Jets. Now, there was a questionable decision that we'll talk about when we get to the Jets that helped aid the Patriots in not giving up over 20 in this game, but it doesn't make any difference. They still found ways, and sometimes, and I've said this a number of times in the past, turnovers are the great equalizer, okay? You can be a porous defense, you can give up a ton of yards, but if you create turnovers, you can stem the tide of a football game. You can limit the amount of points a team scores, because as you know, when you force a turnover, what you're doing in effect is you're trying to create a shorter field, an extra possession for your offense, but in the process of doing that, you're taking away a scoring opportunity from the opposition. So the turnovers created in this game, McCown had 2 interceptions. The biggest play of the game, the fumble by ASJ going into the end zone, those were all turnovers that helped the Patriots, and 2 of those turnovers were deep in Patriots territory. The interception thrown one of the interceptions thrown by McCown was picked off by, I want to say it might have been McCourty, but in any event, by a Patriots defender in the secondary, deep in Patriots territory. That was at least a field goal attempt if they weren't to gain another yard on that possession. And then, of course, the ASJ fumble going into the end zone to cut it to a 3-point game. So, again, huge turnovers created by this Patriots defense. That's what they're going to have to do. If they're going to win games and have the defense be at least adequate, they're going to have to create turnovers, or else this is a team that's going to struggle on the defensive side of the football. They struggled again in this game, but the turnovers were the great equalizer, as I always say, and that was enough for them to get it done in this football game, 24-17 over the Jets. You go to the Jets side of things, and I want to start with the offense. What a great start to the game for this Jets offensive football team. I thought that McCown carried over the success and the momentum from the last 3 games into the start of this game to jump on the Patriots 14-0. The first touchdown drive where he makes the throw to Curley as he's being pursued and tackled, throws it up for grabs and gives Curley a chance to go up and get that. That's outstanding football, and that's a guy playing with confidence. And we've known Josh McCown to give his receivers opportunities to make plays. You saw it on that particular play, and that was outstanding. Led to a touchdown to start the game off. Then you turn around, and he gets great time on the second touchdown to Curley. And there's a defender right there, but again, you can't defend the perfect pass. Curley with an excellent stab as he made on that first catch to set them up in for their first touchdown of the game. An excellent catch there. Another one here, this time able to get away from the defender who gambled and went after the football. And again, can't defend the perfect pass. Gets into the end zone. It's 14-0. And at that point, I'm saying to myself, there's no way the Jets are going to win this game. But God damn it, these guys are playing with immense confidence. And I've talked about this over the years. I think the best example I can give you of confidence begetting winning and winning begetting confidence is the 2015 Carolina Panthers. No one expected that out of that team that season, but as the wins continued to stack up, that team became more and more confident, and they expected to win. Even when they would get down in the game, they expected to find a way to win. Even when games got close late, they expected to win. You saw a team early in this game offensively that expected to go out and score on this Patriots defense that has been very porous this season, and they looked very confident. And I thought if they could continue to move the football, it didn't even have to necessarily result in points. Just pinning the Patriots on their side of the field and making them have to drive the length of the field, they were going to have a chance in this game. But as the game wore on, the Jets got sloppy with the football. McCown with some costly interceptions. The Jets stopped being as prolific offensively. I hate when they don't run the football. Much like most teams in this league, but especially in this division, outside of the Patriots, everyone in this division, Bills, Dolphins, and Jets especially, have to run the football to be successful. If you look at the Dolphins and their 3 wins this year, all games in which Jay Ajayi has rushed the football effectively. When he doesn't, they don't stand a chance for the most part. And so they have to run the football to be effective. Bills have to have a balanced attack. They need Shady McCoy in that ground game to be effective, or else they're going to struggle. Same thing can be said with the Jets. If they don't run the football effectively, they're going to struggle. They ran the football in this game for little to no avail for the most part of this game. And because of that, you asked McCown to throw it 47 times. Anytime Josh McCown throws it over 35 times, you're asking for trouble. Those 2 interceptions, very costly in this game, especially the one that took a scoring opportunity off the scoreboard. But even with all of that said, you were within 1 score. And if that ASJ call, and let's talk about that because I thought that was a farce, okay? So McCown throws it out to ASJ, who I thought was having a phenomenal game up until that point. Out in the flats, he's able to wrestle with one defender, drag him down to about the 1. Another Patriots defender comes in at the last second, dislodges the football. The football does come free, okay? But as he's going into the end zone, he repossesses the football, hits the ground. It should have been a touchdown. He repossessed the football. Where they get this notion that he never gained full control of the football until he hit the ground and got out of bounds was beyond me. To me, it was an egregious call. And the fact of the matter is, it's not like the Jets lost this game because of this call. They still would have needed another field goal. And you could say, well, they got a field goal. The only reason they got the field goal is because that play was ruled a fumble and out of bounds, which pinned the Patriots deep in their own territory. The Jets defensively got to stop, forced the Patriots to punt deep in their own territory, got great field position because of that fumble, mind you, and then were able to get the field goal. So if that's a touchdown, maybe things change and the Patriots get the football to start the next possession at the 25-yard line. They pick up a first down or 2, punt the football, and now you have to drive the length of the field. I'm not saying that that play didn't make a difference, because it did make a difference in the outcome. But I'm not saying that you would have won the game or the outcome would have been any different. But you would have loved to have seen this team have an opportunity down 3 with about 6 minutes or so left in the game. You would have loved to have seen them have that opportunity, and I thought the officials wrestled that opportunity away with them with that garbage call. That was, to me, just a horrific call. You can't make that call in that situation, and it was called a touchdown. It'd be one thing if they called it a fumble on the field, and then they went to the booth and they didn't have enough evidence. It was a touchdown on the field. You're telling me that you had irrefutable evidence, undisputed evidence on that replay, that tells you that there was no way he regained possession, which I think he did before crossing the goal line and hitting the ground out of bounds. I don't buy that one bit, and I thought the Patriots got away with one there, but nonetheless, the Jets still had opportunities after that play to atone for the mistake of the officials, and they simply could not overcome the mistakes that they made in this game. as the New England Patriots were able to hold on. You look at the defense in this game, and I thought it was a strong start to the game. I thought it was a strong finish to the game. But in the middle is where this Jets defense gave it up. About the midpoint of the second quarter until the midpoint of the third quarter is where this Jets defense gave up 24 unanswered points. Some of it aided by the offense turning the football over. But again, it's your job to find a way to go out, force field goals, get stops. And you didn't do that in that stretch of the game. Your offense hands you a 14-point lead to start this game off. It's your job to make that 14-point lead stick for as long as possible. For you to go out and just give up 24 unanswered. And it wasn't just back to back to back to back to back, but it still happened over the span of about a quarter, maybe a little over a quarter. But nonetheless, you'd love to see this Jets defense go out and create some turnovers. Buster Screen got an interception opportunity in his hands. Got to have it. Got to pick that off. You cannot allow Brady to have multiple opportunities. He doesn't need your help. Tom TBE is the greatest for a reason. He doesn't need your help. So if you're the Jets, you got to find a way to make plays. You left some plays out on the football field. You allowed guys to get yards after the catch. You allowed the Patriots to run the football effectively in this game. And at the end of the day, when you needed to make plays in the meat and potatoes of this game, in the middle portion of this game where the game was still in the balance, you didn't make the plays necessary to turn the tide back in the favor of the Jets. This team was reeling after the 14-0 start. This team was reeling as the Patriots started to mount the comeback. The defense needed to make a play, force a turnover, do something to get the momentum back in the favor of the Jets. This defense never did that. Now, I will give this defense credit, though. Later on in the ball game, they turned the faucets off on the Patriots and gave this Jets offense ample opportunities to get back into this ball game and potentially steal it, and they just couldn't do it. So it was Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde for this Jets defense. They were outstanding to start. They were terrible in the mid portion of this game. They were phenomenal late to give this Jets team a chance, but when it's all said and done, this Jets offense couldn't rev it back up and get that momentum back that they had to start this ball game. And the New England Patriots are able to come away with a 24-17 win, a huge one that gets them to 4-2, drops the Jets to 3-3, and snaps their 3-game winning streak, and gets the Patriots back in sole possession of first place with the Buffalo Bills on a bye week. This is a very competitive division. No team in this division is below 500. I think this will be the last week we'll be able to actually say that, as I expect either the Dolphins, Jets, or both teams to be under 500 by next week if they both, in fact, play. I know the Dolphins play for sure. Don't know about the Jets or not, but it doesn't matter. It's been a nice run for the Jets. 3 straight wins. No one saw it coming, but I think this is the beginning of the end of the Jets and their wonderful start to the season. They needed to get this one. It was there for the taking. They let it slip through their fingers, and they have no one to blame but themselves for this loss as the Patriots find a way to get it done. Again, doesn't need to be pretty. Just needs to be gritty and a dub. They now take sole possession of first place at 4-2. Every other team in the division is 3-3 with the exception of the Bills, who had a bye week. They are 3-2 on the season. So let's see if there are any comments for this one as we get ready to gear up for the conclusion of these 4 o'clock games into the Sunday night game, which will be awful. Archangel says, I'm down about my Falcons loop, but I'm not out. I'm still a diehard Falcons faithful. See the Patriots next weekend. Yeah, that was really disappointing. And after all the trash that the Falcons fans were talking to me about not making them one of the best teams in the NFC, that's exactly why right there. But this is not about the Falcons. We'll have all day to discuss them tomorrow when we break their game down. Cloud says, when I saw the Jets have a 14-point lead over the Patriots, I was like, oh, shit. I watched this game start to finish. I never once thought the Jets were going to win this game, but it was a nice start. And it gave them a great opportunity to try to best the Patriots in this game. But I never had the confidence in their ability to hold off the Patriots. I said at some point, Tom Brady and company are going to catch them. And when Tom TBE catches them, you know the rule, even, leaving. And they caught up with them some point in the second quarter. And once they did, they didn't look back in this football game. Marcus Marigoda says, best young quarterback out here. This season is weird, he says. It is. It's a very weird season. Anybody has a chance. Anybody has a chance right now. Isaac Schnook says that call was garbage. It was indeed a horrendous call. I thought it really hurt the Jets in their quest to try to come back and at least knock this game up at 24. I don't think that was the end-all, be-all. They still had ample opportunities after that despicable call to get back into this game, and they just couldn't take advantage. But nonetheless, that call did shape and mold the way that the Jets approached the end of this game, and that's a shame, to take the football out of their hands and the opportunity to maybe be able to change the outcome of this game with a call like that. That's egregious. And I saw some bad calls today. There was a really bad call in the Redskins game, I thought, that really helped the 49ers get back into the game. So the officials were not great in this game, haven't been great for the majority of this season, have seen some really bad calls either not be overturned or be overturned, and wrongfully so. And this was one of the most egregious on the season. So with that being said, Patriots get the win, though, 24-17. Go to 4-2 on the season. Take sole possession of first place in the AFC East. That division is going to go down to the wire unless the rest of the teams in that division implode. The Patriots are going to have to struggle for it this year, but I expect them to find a way to get it done in that division like they did here. Big win for them on the road versus the Jets, a team that was surging. 3 straight wins, snaps their winning streak. We'll see how they respond to this loss. Do they go in the tank, or do they respond with a bounce-back effort next week? I believe they're playing the Dolphins, if I'm not mistaken. That means someone's going to be under 500 at the end of that game. Nonetheless, I'm your man, Louie T, here on Lockdown Coverage. If it happens in the National Football League, whether big or small, we cover it all here on the Louie T Network. Come back and join me as I continue to break down anything and everything. The National Football League. Patriots get it done 24-17. Controversial call shapes the end of this ball game. Patriots still get it done 24-17. 4-2 on the season. Jets, 3-game winning streak snapped. They're now 3-3 on the season. I'll see you a little bit later on for Chiefs and Steelers. Enjoy the rest of that game. I'll see you a little bit later. Have a good one.